What's up, everybody? It's Aman here. Hope you guys are having a great day. Hey, you guys see by the title, it is the top 10 strongest villains in Overwatch. This is going to be very interesting to me. I hope you guys will enjoy. Let's go and get into it. So, at number 10, we have Roadhog. Now, just to make this clear before I talk about why I put Roadhog here, this is mainly just villains that have showed up. No matter what they're doing in the lore and in the neutral standing, these are characters that work good in talent and characters that have very questionable motives that would place them in these type of scenarios or just situations that basically is a very optional point of view or conceptual hold on these traits that basically put them in the optional section of a criminal from supervillain to beyond. That's insane, you feel me? No matter what it is, it still stands here, you feel me? So I just want to make that clear so you understand where it's coming from, okay? But like I said, I'm telling you, Roadhog. Roadhog is strong for just his natural strength, having attachments to his gun that is a big holster, a bunch of shotgun bullets compacted into a big ass rock in a way. And he's just a very beefy boy. He can take a lot of hits. He's durable. He gets more stronger in the fight from game mechanics being shown from drinking pure gasoline. He's very durable, different than Radiant Blast and Radiant. It can take up a lot of gamma radiation, as he's pretty much been living an entire holster of place, just built on that entire thing. And when it comes to gases and most things, his gas mask helps him, but it's up against a mine that could possibly be more than just poison, but it is what it is. But that's it for Roadhog. Number 9, we have Ash and Bob. Now he's going to go more to expertise strategies and their abilities and weapons and everything's along that. And basically is a big unfundamental holding point for what they can do and their abilities. And it makes them up, you feel me? But it doesn't outcast them from position or anything. They're mainly good in team fights, I would say. And in general, as just two people on the run in some situations, are not the best. As Ash is very impatient, arrogant, and is ignorant situations, and Bob is very nervous. I would say has some type of inconsistent, like, how do I explain this? Like, very inconsistent, unattributable anxiety that can basically come into something better. Like, he seems like a character that is able to fight, but is not the best at getting down and dirty a lot of scenarios. Because realistically, Bob will be able to mow down anybody he wants, and I think that this doesn't really hold him back from a lot of scenarios because he is an Omnic and he's a beast in his own way about game mechanics. But I just feel like as a character, he needs a lot more depth type of contributions of teamwork and characters to be by his side to really have him get the job done. But overall, they're a very powerful asset. When we're in offensive defense, Bob being the tank and Ash being the far gun lock shooter, taking out targets and being a pretty much just instrumental target for anybody that gets in her way, pretty much. But yeah, that's the reason why she's at number 9. At number 8, we have Junkrat. I wouldn't put Junkrat and Roadhog in here because Roadhog has his own abilities and is more insufficient a little bit. If they would be on the same type of role, they would be better. But I do want to have them be their own set of people, and Junkrat has a lot more skills than Roadhog. I think we can all agree on that. Junkrat is an explosive head of this dynamite, destruction, unimmeasurable amounts of chaos, all composed together. Like, he's literally a dynamite head, detonator, piece of blockades of all of this unconventional violence all in one. He loves destruction, and in general, he is pretty much a mathematician about explosives, ordinances of gamma radiation, and pretty much everything it stands for, making it become what it needs to be, you feel me? But at the end of the day, he still is held back by him being one person and being very small. He's ridiculously insane, uncomprehendingly retarded in some scenarios. He's not stupid, but it's just he cannot control himself. And in general, he just does not know how to get the job done without this basically going on a blockade rant of destruction and not being confidential about what he wants to do. You feel me? And overall, he is literally just a whole math incisional type of nerd in a way when it comes to his abilities. Now, this is not a super bad thing, but I would say in general, this holds him back only slightly. You guys will see a little bit of this in the footage here, but he's more just on this defense and offense category, but more works when he has a lot more room. So in big crowd scenarios, he is very versatile, has trap, can combo with his bombs, he's able to leap from his bombs without feeling any pain and any disturbance of, well, it doesn't necessarily have to be pain, even though that's what would happen realistically, but any like distractions or unconventional holding points of him not being able to bring out the same thing, as he's loaded with a bunch of bombs and all that. It is pretty much a dead shot when it comes to bombs. He is just packed and ready and is known for him. He is a junk rat for bombs, pretty much. I mean, his name makes sense more when you get into it. But yeah, that's Junkrat. At number 7, we have Widowmaker, aka Blanc Qua. Is dead shot of talent, is a great marksman, and is a woman not to be trifled with. Knows a bunch of different Korean martial arts that basically run into combat and whole single weapons. She's very versatile, is able to run away from Tracer when she's not going all full out, is able to keep up with her. She is very talented at movement and submissions, and does not have any passion in most situations. It is always about getting on the people when it comes to the target. She's very savage, and I wouldn't say she does this a lot, but there is cases where she does use her beauty in a way to get the job done by confusing people and seducing them, and is very crazy when it comes to that. But she is just a beast in general and does not fuck around, and she, in her own words, is a cold-blooded killer with a spider slash Widowmaker like intent, just type of vibe, because obviously she's a Widowmaker because she killed her husband and is a predator of unfeasible heights of destruction and killer pride. But she does not fear or have any subtraction of death-like instincts when it comes to people that she needs to take out. So any target that she needs to get put in place for, she is just all about the mission. That is nothing that can stop her from doing that, you feel me? A natural selective goal is only going to be the parting point in some situations, but she's never actually going to stop getting on a mission. She will do anything she can to get it done, even though she's not the best. And in some solo aspects, as she is only one person, and superpower people can easily overpower her, and she cannot be the best in some scenarios, but she is a weapon in her own self. And that's what she made for, as one of the most elite agents and killers in all of Overwatch. And when it comes to just versatility and very spiral aspects, she cannot be messed around with. She cannot be fucked with. She is a beast, you feel me? We're gonna move on to the next character, and that is number 6, Sombra. And I hope I'm not lagging for y'all at all. But Sombra is a very key agent. She's very confusing. I thought a lot about her, but she's able to hack almost everybody here. And when she does that, they can actually not really do anything in that sense. Ash, Bob, Roadhog, Junkrat, and Widowmaker. The other characters, even if she hacks them, they still have their own ways of defeating her. But at the same time, it's more just about how she plays her cards. She's able to teleport, her intangible, invisible. She's able to hack almost anything, depending on some things. She does have her own cockiness and issues, and mainly her arrogance and just unreasonable point of view on just being inbred jokester in a way is the main thing that sets her apart from things. And she's very sarcastic, and she is very smart the more I think about it and what she does. But the main thing that holds her back, no matter what, is just the pure fact that she cannot focus on the mission without kind of just thinking outside the box on things that don't really matter. Like, she'll have this influential plan, right, and not put it into the right commission of what needs to be done. Like, she'll just be doing dumb shit for no reason, and it's really not needed. It's not important either if you think more about it. And hold up, oh, just pop pimple, my bad. Don't go folks I think about it. I mean, TMI a little bit on that, but just mentioning that. And that's where I put Sombra. In general situations and other things that she's been shown able to do. She's very agile. She's very formidable, very acrobatic. extremely acrobatic. There's a lot of stamina, is fast in her own way, and is a lot more stealthy than others. In full-on combat, she can be very confusing, but if you break away her technology and she can't really move, you'll be easily able to counter her. Most of these characters can do that pretty easily. At number 5, we have Sigma. Now, I know his role will be a little bit upsetting and a little bit controversial. I'm trying to explain it as best I possibly can, because I know half of you guys are not going to listen when I talk about this. But the main reason why I put Sigma at this spot is because we have not seen that much from the lore on his abilities. We can scale his abilities to a high ball of quantum measures of power, but if we go by the game mechanics and everything that's been shown and realistically that he would do and just think about, he isn't that versatile in this, but he is definitely in the top 4, well, in this case, top 5 most powerful members, because arguably I could trade him in for who's number 4, but in general, I think that him being number 5 makes the most sense realistically, and I'm going to try to explain that more when I get to number 4. But Sigma has the ability not just to control gravity, but all matter, disconform things, control things in the body, and basically make people instruments in his own way and bind them to as well. Now, he's not the greatest at doing all of this. When it comes to small things, rocks, boulders, parts of buildings, different things, that makes sense and has been shown multiple times in his ult and other things that this have been realistically comprised of his abilities. But he definitely isn't unstoppable in these situations. Like, there's a lot more to it that makes him up. And in other scenarios, from crowd manipulation, things along that, he's very deadly in that. Now, it is reasonably said that he has mind hacks in the scenario doing this, and he does. But he doesn't actually use mind hacks that basically is incinerating the mind. Like, I hope I'm saying all this right, because I'm reading half of this all out, and at the same time, I'm trying to explain this the best way I possibly can. But he doesn't have any mind hacks that is just a pure domination effect on the person's mind. It's more about the body. I don't think he could destroy the entire body with just one thought, but he could destroy material and things along that. Because if you could do that, one, that would be a little bit too overpowered, and it kind of defeats the purpose. And he's never been shown to do that. He's able to control the gravity and the matter that basically contains things involving the character. And if there's a different type of substance in the person's body, he could do that, and he could do that with most other people. But most importantly, I feel like when it comes to how he acts and stuff, he wouldn't do that. We need to put this into play. A character could be fast as Flash and be able to speedboat the character, but would they speedboat the character right off the rip, depending on it? You feel me? Like, I just want to take that into consideration. I do believe most characters with super speed would speedboat, but I'm just saying in general, can we really put that into consideration with how the character acts, you know? So this is the reason why I put Sigma here. He's a powerhouse. He's very deadly. One of the most powerful characters in talent. It could possibly be the most powerful if we see more of him. But for now, and in general, from the scaled about Sigma, from some other people talking about him, and my own opinion and differentiation and assumptionable type of composition, and I guess you could just say a natural stepping ground for his abilities. He has not shown anything close to that and doesn't have any abilities that really put him out of this category. I just feel like he is just at number 5. He is very strong and has a lot of potential, but in general right now, this is where he's at, you feel me? Number 4, we have Reaper. Now, before you go to the comments and start getting on my ass, this is the reason why I say this. Reaper is able to turn tangible, complementary, visible, and most importantly is able to turn to smoke. Sigma cannot do anything to him, and most importantly, Sigma is not durable to bullets and only has technology basically engulfing his arms, pointing to his forearms, legs, things along that. The rest of his body is just some fabric and cloth and a little bit of body armor, and we could possibly kind of exaggerate and kind of stimulate all this unfabrical type of graph of his suit and bionicle and technological eccentrical type of abilities to the rest of his body. But if we just look at him straight up, I don't see that. Like, look at Sigma now. I know this is a whole different skin, but just look at the way that he has been represented body type wise. Like, the rest of his body could take bullets and still be hurt, and his body has not shown any different uncentrical type of attachments that allow him to not take as much damage. And in general, I feel like he still would be having those weaknesses. There's been no showing saying that he can't. So in general, I feel like Sigma is going to be feeling pain, and nothing's gonna change that. That's the way I feel. But to go more on why Reaper's here, it kind of is already obvious from what I've said, and more spacing and detrimental parts of his character. But he is just a great marksman, great tactician, a great leader, depending on how you see it. Does not show mercy to most of his targets. He is very cocky and is extremely fucking arrogant. Like, he just goes over the roof with how fucking dumb and docile he can be sometimes. But he is very stealthy in scenarios, and really, if he's going all out, could easily kill people, especially with different combinations of his abilities. Being able to basically burst out a storm of guns, explode people from the inside depending on who they are. And the only reason why he gets backtrack is characters are way more faster than him. They just sort of platform that he's on, and their technology is just way out of hand for him. So that's the main reason. Number 3 is Moria, the mad scientist slash technological witch. The main reason why she's here is because he's very intelligent, he's a great scientist. Her abilities overcome almost everybody in every way. She can suck the life force out of him. She does have a hard time against technology, and it seems like she kind of needs more developmental time and force to do a lot of this. But she's able to teleport, come out from different zones of the area. She's able to turn into busted amounts of mist that could be toxic. And she also has a Kamehameha-like move that basically is generating energy field of destruction that can destroy anything from technology to just your entire body in general. And she does not fuck around. Not that much else has been shown about Moria, but she does not play around. And to me, in general, she's just a beast. Like, she is just there, and she's very capable in situations, and I feel like she is very dope. I think that Moria has a lot of high potential, but in general right now, she's kind of still a Scarlet Witch vibe, and she has not shown anything of mental abilities. Like, I feel like the closest thing she has to mind hacks, to say your body, or explicit and untheatrical type of abilities that are bounded on to your body, I feel like she's able to basically incinerate and disconform you mentally and suck the blood out of you. But I don't think she's able to do anything outside from that, you feel me? So that's just the way I feel, and in general, that's the way it would be. The most chances and how you would put it in a lot of scenarios. And that's the reason why I put Moria there. Number 2 is a character that you've never seen in Overwatch in general. This character has something to do with Symmetra, and he's a part of Talon, and he's a very interesting character. And if we basically assume and scale and hypothetically contain all the kind of like how should I explain this? Unfeasible attempts and contributions of Symmetra's technology and Vishkar as a whole to his suit that hypothetically is a suit that he owns. Because, like, there's been some ideas and some questions of his attack and abilities that you could say would be a lot more engaging, but you really can't say depending on how you really see everything. So I would just say in general, you could possibly make a very debatable scaling point with this character, but you can't, because it's like, how are you gonna know? Like, he's a character that is very in the deep end, and you can only make assumptions. I don't think that's bad, but I just think if you really wanted to get the best scaling point for him, you just gotta make assumptions. So that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know if I should keep him here. There is a replacement character in the scenario that I could put here, but they're not part of Talon. and I'm of an anti-hero, and he wouldn't even be here. He would be like 6, and then this would be even more hard for me. But Samuel is here. He's a part talent. He has connections, and he has the same technology as Symmetra, or it'd be better because Symmetra's technology is very exceptional because it can be turned to almost anything that you want. It's arguably infinitely composed with all different ideas. It's pretty much a Green Lantern ring. Like, no cap. That's literally how she is like. So if we take that into consideration, Samuel's disposable suit, that's pretty much a mix of Diva suit, the Hulkbuster, and some type of transformer, and the robots in Russia involving Zarya, her map, and all that. Basically put that all together and went to him having super strength, Gallon central guns, able to shoot out energy blast, control turrets, able to fly, boost himself between walls at maximum speed, having the speed to be faster than a jet plane, and being able to pose his body into different tangible marks, and having a blade that's able to cut through metals and all different types of things, and him being very fucking intelligent, and no matter people are sucking his metal is very dense, and with his technology he's able to make it a lot more durable, more and more, and is able to take on all the members in his own way. And even if Sigma could possibly try to take out his entire suit, it would be very hard, especially since if it attacking Sigma multiple ways, Sigma cannot do all that at the same time. Plus, Sigma cannot keep his black hole open that long and cannot make it be kind of an undimensional size portal. Because basically, to get more into the scientific quotes and understanding of this, if he would hold it, it would become like, I hope I'm doing this right. Let me actually read this because I'm prepared. So pretty much, if he would have the black hole open, right, it would become possibly incrementally unstable and unnaturally built and composed to an unimmeasurable size of limits of unstable and centrical type of power, destroying everybody, killing him in the process. And we go by the fact that there's a hypothetical theory that Sigma did actually split in between time and he could possibly survive that again. That still doesn't change from the fact that it would defeat the whole purpose. And also, Sigma is way smarter than that, and I don't think his tech would allow him to really override his entire systems, because the suit that he's wearing is supposed to help him with his abilities. Because if he was doing all that shit without that tech, he would die instantly. None of that makes sense, because if we go by the Overwatch's illogical, like, I guess you could say, physiology, I hope I'm saying that right, by the way, he can't actually get to those limits, you feel me, because it's not gonna work for him. He's gonna die because it's too much for his brain. His brain's gonna explode. He needs tech to compose all of that so it doesn't kill him. If he doesn't have tech, he's gonna die. Like, basically, Overwatch is making a point in their own universe. You cannot possibly have mind capabilities without something to basically stabilize you, because there's no actual way to live with all of that stress. And I'm not trying to say any other fictional verses and any other person that has this idea is bad for not allowing someone to have tech when they have these abilities. But I'm just saying, if we go from a realistic standpoint of what Overwatch is standing for, he cannot live without that tech. So if we put into example that the black hole could absorb his tech, he's going to get sucked in there. And arguably he'll be sucked in there before Samuel gets sucked in there, because he's holding a black hole. Like, he makes a black hole, composes it into something that can absorb everything else. And if it got to that extreme mass of sucking up all that metal and technology, it would be bad for him. You want to know why? Because in general, that would be too much and he will die. That's not a good thing. So that's the reason why I put Samuel above. And in general, Samuel's like this. Now, there's only one person that's way better than him. Most of you already know who he is. Y'all saw it coming. And the reason why it's the Samuel is this person, and number one is Doomfist, because Doomfist could destroy much of his stuff as he wants. And also, even with all this, Samuel could not survive depending on the platform. In general, Doomfist could destroy the platform and everything. So I'm going to explain why Doomfist beats everybody, and that will be the end of this, because I already explained how powerful Doomfist is. You want to know about that, get to my versus battles, go to my top 10, go watch your favorite villains video on Doomfist, so get a better understanding than probably me. So here's the reason why he beats Roadhog instantly. Punches him right for the body. His whole entire body explodes. Ash and Bob kills both of them in a few hits. And when it comes to Ash, you kill her instantly, and Bob is not that durable. Junkrat, easy claps. Widowmaker, same thing. Sombra, alright, from the game mechanics and arguably in general, she could hack him and he couldn't do that much. But the thing is, she would only be able to hack the main waveframe of his body. And we go by the game mechanics, he's still able to move, do what he does, and it's on the timer. So with that being said, he can still fight her and beat her with his bullets, his skills, and everything else. And his body's pretty durable to bullets by the attachments and advancements. So I still say Sombra loses. Sigma, there's something in that. And we go by the game mechanics. Doomfist is able to punch a black hole. Now I'm not trying to say Doomfist spans out the possibly dimensional level, but if he punches him before the black hole gets to that big mass, he could still actually just break right through Sigma. So I believe he still wins in that department. Reaper, if he wanted to just go in Doomfist's body, that wouldn't work because of his attachments, and also even if he somehow did and actually explode in his body, he would die by the attachments decomposed in his body, and it would basically stab him. You see all the bone claws and technology basically sticked and basically being kind of like constructed outside of his body. They're gonna kill him. And Reaper's durability isn't that good. Also, Doomfist plays his cards right. He's just gonna fuck Reaper up before he can even do that. So, simple as that. He's not getting out of that. Moria, she's gonna have a very hard time with her, I'm not gonna lie. But in general, he could just start a platform and hit her in between everything that's happening. And he's very durable in these scenarios. And if we go by the game mechanics, when Moria fights Doomfist, he's still out here. And even when she's in her thing, of the kind of like, how could you explain this? Kind of like a asymmetrical teleportation effect of her abilities being basically accelerated dust of death in a way, because we could technically compose that her abilities is some type of acid slash unplausible poison. He's still durable to stand by that and just keep going, and possibly even when she unleashes her ult, he can move around and punch her. And we go by the game mechanics with a stun, she gets knocked the fuck out. Samuel is gonna take him a long time as well, but Doomfist could pull it off, and like I said before, destroy any platform he's on. He's gonna fall, and his stuff cannot be structured, because said in the lore and realistically, their technology can only be stable if it's composed on a natural set of something. So if they're on the top of a building or something, he destroys it. If he's not standing on anything and nothing holds up his shit, he's gonna die. And arguably that puts him away from other characters if they could destroy something. But I say Doomfist is just way better because he's able to destroy a skyscraper at a few punches, in my opinion. And it's shown, no matter if there's no proof, if the kid says that, and he seems to know a lot, where is he wrong? I really need somebody to give me an argument on that. I don't see how the kid's wrong if he knows about Doomfist like that. I just feel like that's stupid to say that Doomfist can't break a skyscraper with that. And even if he can't, he can still break a building to a near high extent. But that's going to be the tier list, guys. I'm going to go ahead and make a little announcement right now. I hope you guys have enjoyed the tier list, though. Hey, 1 second. Let me just get it out real quick. Hold it. And indeed, Doomfist was the most powerful in my opinion. I'm not going to change my mind on that. I'm really not. Okay, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and make this announcement real quick. I have a big idea and game mode video set up, and it's going to involve Talon versus Overwatch. Mainly Doomfist and his squad versus Winston and his squad, obviously. The two groups and rivals. And I'm going to tell you the members that'll be on this team going to this big total war in a way. It's going to be the first of one of my videos involving the total war. And I'm not trying to just rip off Animation Rewind. It's going to be similar pretty much. It's going to be the first time I have a big ass team battle. and it's gonna take a lot of research. I'm ready. I have most of it done. I'm gonna think about it, put it all together, and just think about everything that could be selected and dealt with involving it. The game mode set, and it's mainly just gonna be the members I'll be talking about in this. Now I'll be talking about everything else that has anything to do with it. And yeah, so let me go ahead and go to the last page that has anything to do with this. Give me 1 second. It's gonna be real quick. Okay, here it is. Overwatch vs. Talon / Total War. On the Overwatch side, we have, because it's pretty much 10 on 10 in a way. So number 10 for Overwatch, we have Brigida, 9, Anna, 8, McCree, 7, Lucio, 6, Echo, 5, Mei, 4, Reinhardt, 3, Genji, 2, Tracer, and 1, Winston. That was all the members for Overwatch. For Talon, we have Roadhog, Ash and Bob, Sombra, Reaper, Junkrat, Sigma, Hanzo, Widow, Samuel. If we go by the game, it's going to be Symmetra, and the reason why I put Hanzo on Talon is because Doomfist axing him. Most importantly, it will just match up a little bit because Genji is going to be fighting against Hanzo. And of course, the main man himself, Doomfist. Even team, 10 on Overwatch. Let me count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And technically 11, but it would actually be 10. And at the same time still 11, and then you go about it, it's 12. But if we actually go by the team, it's 10 v 11. But either way, still it's gonna be a very cool fight. If you guys think I should give Overwatch one remember, I'm thinking about giving them maybe Diva. I think I might give them Diva. I don't know. There's some other members I could give them. I could look up about Surgeon's abilities, but she seems out of place and she doesn't really seem interesting to me. No offense. I mean, I know we haven't seen her, but I'm not trying to look up anything about her. There are some other characters. I could put Bastion in here. Bastion seems interesting. Torbjorn. If y'all have any suggestions, tell me. But go and get this video. Just maybe some good likes. I mean, I'm still going to do it anyway because most of the time I don't get big likes on these videos. But I'm just saying, think about it. We'll see. Hope you guys will enjoy that video, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Love y'all. Peace out, Marty.